There are times when you feel like no one is paying attention to you. You think that if you work a little harder, they'll finally see how valuable you are. But no one tells you this when you stop trying to get their attention. We learn from Stoicism that this is when you really start to find your own power, that our worth doesn't come from what other people think of us, but from inside, from the quiet joy of being sure of who we are without needing anyone else's approval. When you stop looking for approval and start building your own inner power, some amazing things happen. You stop being the one who needs help and start being the one others look to for help, are pulled to. In today's video, we'll get to the heart of this change. Here, we'll talk about how to stop the chase and get your peace back, and live in a way that makes you stand out, not because you want attention. But this isn't just about survival because you found the strength to leave what doesn't serve you anymore. Here's how to thrive in a way that makes you feel good about yourself and free. So stay with me, because this video will teach you not only how to stop trying to get their attention, you'll also learn how to start living your own life by following the classic advice of Stoicism. Allow us to begin. Of course, going to the gym to look good is a nice treat, but that's not all I mean. I mean truly feeling good on the inside, you know? When you put yourself first, building a house, taking care of your health, sets the stage for everything else in your life. If your base is weak, nothing else will hold up. Think about it. It's hard to be sure of yourself when you're tired, slow, or just not feeling your best. To get to know people or to work hard towards your goals with energy and excitement, everything changes when you take care of your body. You have more energy when you wake up. You feel more alive, and the way you act changes automatically because of that. People can tell the difference when they see it. When someone is taking care of themselves versus when they're just getting by. It's not just about how you look in the mirror, though that's important. It's also about how healthy you are, that you should chase your dreams with all your heart and be present in your relationships. When you put your health first, you're not only there for other people, you're also there for yourself. Let's be honest for a second. No one wants to be in a relationship where one person is always too tired or where they worry about their partner's health all the time. Someone who is too busy or stressed to enjoy life doesn't look good and doesn't make a strong connection. But when you're healthy, you're more interested in your relationships and bring a different attitude to them. That makes you more passionate and present. That's what people are attracted to. And it's not just about today, it's about the future too. Put your health first is putting money into yourself so you can live a long, happy life. When you put this first, it's about honoring your body and giving it what it needs to grow. You're telling yourself and others that you value yourself in a strong way, enough to take care of your health, which is your most valuable asset. What does this mean in real life? It's not about going on a crazy diet or making yourself do workouts you hate. It's important to find what makes you feel good. For some people, that might be lifting weights. It could be yoga, running, dancing, or something else. Make it a normal part of your life. Also, make sure you eat well, but not in a restrictive way. Instead, eat in a healthy way. That gives your body what it needs, and getting enough sleep will make a difference. It may seem easy, but this is one of the most important things you can do to change your life. You can see that the people around you have a big effect on your mood and energy. As the old proverb goes, your attitude, your habits, and even your success depend on one thing. The 5 people you spend the most time with make you who you are. So if you're serious, if you want to live a better life, you need to be careful about who you let into your close circle. Let's be honest. If you hang out with negative people who always have something bad to say, or who never try to make their own lives better, that way of thinking starts to affect you. When people around you are negative and unmotivated, it's hard to stay on track with your goals. Are bringing you down when you're around driven people. People who are happy and always trying to improve have a magnetic energy. You start to believe what they say and do, and soon you're pushing yourself to be better. To get better and grow, think about how this fits to your relationships, whether you're looking for a new partner or want to spark things up with the one you already have, or even help an ex understand what they've lost. The people you hang out with are very important. Whenever you're with encouraging people who are also trying to grow and get better, you become more attractive to yourself and to other people on its own. You turn into someone who is never happy with average and is always trying to do better. to be the best versions of themselves, and I can tell you, that state of mind is powerful. Imagine going to a party with a group of friends who are all very successful, who really want you to achieve and are passionate about their own goals. The talks are interesting, the ideas are coming up, and you feel more sure of yourself. That's like sharing time with people instead of just being there. Who always complain, talk about other people, or waste time. Which version of you, which do you think looks better? The answer is clear. The people you hang out with, it's either up or down. There's no middle ground. But it's not just about surrounding yourself with great people, it's about being around people who make you want to be better. The people who push you to do your best and help you grow are the ones you want around you. Who will keep you going when you're feeling down, when things get tough, and who will truly be happy for you when you achieve your goals. And people will automatically find you more attractive as you get better, whether it's a new partner, an ex, or someone else. That's something the Stoics knew for sure. Seneca once said, "Be with people." By being around people who are likely to make you better, this is timeless truth. When you hang out with amazing people, you not only increase your chances of success, you also make your whole life better. You're making a space where growth and happiness can thrive, which is a strong thing. Now look at the people around you. Are they helping you grow or stopping you? Make changes to the people you spend time with if you want to make your life better. People who motivate and empower you and who are there for you when you need them. Everything else in your life will start to get better, and you'll be more driven, more sure of yourself, and determined to become the best person you can be, and then the real magic will begin. Having a lot of friends doesn't mean you're the loudest person in the room. It's not about making yourself the life of the party or always being the center of attention. It's not about trying to please everyone. It's about making real relationships. Being consistent in your social relationships and making a space where people want to be around you. Because you are real and present, think about this whenever you're with other people. Whether it's with coworkers, friends, or someone you like, the real power is being yourself. Feeling confident means being happy with how you look and feeling at ease in your own skin. It's not because you're the most open person there, but because you know who you are. You don't need to look for someone when you have a lot of friends. Approval from other people because you already know how valuable you are. People naturally want to be around you when you're this sure of yourself. This method works for all kinds of interactions. Maybe you're in a relationship. That has lost some of its spark instead of rushing to get your partner's attention again. What if you go up to them with a cool, grounded attitude? You're not desperate for approval. You want to connect with them deeply by hearing their needs and sharing your own. Making that kind of change can bring the relationship back to life because you're giving something new. Something more than just talking on the surface. Or maybe you're interested in a new person instead of trying to impress them or worried about how they see you. Focus on being present and real, and have talks that matter instead of making big moves. If you're socially strong, pay attention to what they say and answer carefully. Being interested in someone will draw them to you, so you don't have to try to get their attention. And sure of yourself, and don't forget about what happened with your ex. It's not helpful to chase them if you want them to understand what they've lost, or try to show your worth. Instead, work on getting along with other people. Interact with others in a useful way to show that your social life is going well. And be there when your ex sees that you're not just living. If they see that someone is doing well without them, it can often make them change their mind. The best part is that you're not doing it to get them back. You're doing it to, as you really are, growing and changing into a better, more resilient person. Epictetus reportedly said, "The Stoics knew how important this kind of social strength was. We can listen twice as much as we talk because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth." This quote sums up what it means to be socially strong. It's not about taking over talks. Instead of trying to be the loudest person in the room, it's about getting what's being said and getting to know people better. When you focus on really engaging with them, you make relationships that are deeper and last longer than just trying to be heard. How then do you build up this social strength? Begin by being aware of how you talk to other people. Practice active listening. Pay close attention to what the other person is saying without making plans for how you will respond right away. Listen to what other people have to say, and don't be afraid to be yourself. Remember that it's not about being perfect, even if that means being a little open. When you go into social settings with this attitude, it's about being real. Soon you won't have to fight for attention. People will come to you on their own. Because of the real link you're making. You don't have to be loud or always know what to say to be confident. What you need is a deep sense of what you believe. Sense of self-worth comes from being sure of who you are and what you bring to the table. When you really believe in yourself, that belief spreads to everyone you meet. It makes people want to be around you. That's the thing about confidence. It's not something you're born with, or something that just shows up one day. You have to work at it. It's about being there for yourself through your deeds, thoughts, and experiences. Day after day, even when things are hard, and show yourself that you can do it to deal with anything that comes your way. Think about how confidence works in relationships. When you're sure of yourself, you won't be looking to your partner for approval all the time. Because you already know how valuable you are, you don't care if they think you're good enough. Not only does this make you more attractive, but it also makes the bond stronger. Your partner doesn't have to carry the weight of your security and confidence because you're there for them. The stress of your insecurities off of you, making room for a healthier, more balanced relationship. However, what if you want to meet someone new, or even show an ex what they've missed? You need to be sure of yourself when you walk into a place with your head held high. People will notice that you're worthy of attention, and it's not because you're cocky. It's not about being loud or trying to take over the room. It's about having a strong trust in yourself. When you're sure of yourself, you don't need to chase after anything. You're comfortable in your own skin, and that makes people want to be around you. The Stoics said a lot about being sure of yourself, but they might not have used the word in the same way that we do now. They talked about knowing your own power and realizing that you are in charge of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, what you do and how you react to the world around you. Stoic, the famous Roman philosopher and emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind. Don't let outside events change this, and you'll find strength." Knowing that you are in charge of your inner world is the key to security, no matter what's going on in the outside world. How do you get to this level of confidence? It starts with little things that make you believe in yourself even more. It could be making a plan and sticking to it, or standing up when you need to. There are times when you should be quiet because you need to take care of your body. As you show up every day for yourself and prove to yourself that you have what it takes. These little things add up over time, and you begin to see yourself differently. You start to believe in yourself more, and pride is built on trust. Stop comparing yourself to other people. This is another way to boost your confidence. When we're at work or at home, it's easy to get caught up in comparison on social media. The truth is that there is only one of you. No one else has your special mix of skills, experiences, and points of view. When you stop comparing yourself to other people, you free yourself from a lot of stress that isn't required when you start to focus on your own path. You become aware that your journey is unique, which is something to be proud of. Setting big goals and chasing after success aren't the only things that make someone ambitious. Having a sense of meaning is also important. That's what gets you out of bed every morning and moves you forward. Have a clear goal in mind to keep you motivated and excited about life. Without it, you might as well just coast through it. You have control over your future, which is a very attractive and strong thing. This is why having goals is so important. They give your life value and direction. If you don't have it, you might just be going through the steps without any real sense of where you want to go. But when you have a clear goal, everything you do and choose is in line with it. Is in line with your goals and purpose. This kind of understanding is powerful. It shows drive, which makes people want to be around people who know what they want and are working towards it. Let's think about how this works out. We have a lot of energy and a desire to grow. In relationships, whether you're seeing someone new or in a long-term relationship, or even trying to show an ex what they've missed by having a clear goal, tells your partner or possible partner that you're not stuck in one place. This makes you feel like you're always changing and trying to get better of motivation and excitement because you're not happy with the way things are now. You are working hard to be the best version of yourself, and let's be honest, that's great. That much energy is very appealing. Ambition isn't about chasing. It's not about fame or money. It's about making goals that are important to you and are in line with your values and interests. Maybe you want to start your own business or see the world. Learn everything you can about your subject or just be the best parent or partner you can be. No matter what it is, having a clear goal gives your life structure and meaning. The drive and confidence you have will easily show up in your relationships. The Stoics also knew how important it was to have a clear goal. Marcus Aurelius often talked about how important it is to make sure your actions are in line with your higher meaning so you can live each day with purpose. He said that what stops people from acting moves them to act, and what gets in the way becomes the way. It's important to see problems as opportunities when you have goals, but as chances to learn and move forward when you have a clear goal. The problems you face are part of the path that makes you stronger, and get stronger. So how do you work towards this clear goal? First, figure out what's important to you. What are you really excited about? What makes you feel alive and lights you up? Once you know which ones these are, set goals that are related to your interests, but don't stop there. Break those goals down even further. Making your big dream into daily steps you can follow is not enough. You need to make a plan for how you're going to reach your goal, and as you work towards it, if you're open to change and improvement, your goals may change over time. And that's okay. What matters is that you stay dedicated to your goal. As you keep going, having a clear goal changes how you approach things. You become more focused and determined in every part of your life, and stronger. Having this kind of attitude makes you naturally more appealing to others because it shows you're not just letting life happen to you. You're making it happen. You're not just sitting around waiting for things to happen. People want to be around someone who makes things happen, whether it's at work or in a relationship, or anywhere else in life. It may seem like a lot to ask, but this is one of the most important things you can do for yourself and your relationships. Taking control of your feelings doesn't mean hiding them. If you want to understand, it's not about pretending you don't feel anything. Your feelings and how you react to them, rather than letting them control what you do. When you handle your emotions in this way, you become grounded, strong, and very attractive to other people. Anger and sadness are big parts of what makes us human. They're strong, and they can drive us crazy sometimes. Feel like too much, but here's the thing. You can't always choose how you feel. Yes, you can choose how to respond to them. The Stoics believed this deeply. They think that what bothers us is not the events themselves, but how we think about them, and how you react to those things. In other words, it's not what strikes you. What matters is how you respond. Think about how this happens to you every day. There may be times when someone says something that really bothers you. Your first feeling might be anger or frustration, and your first instinct might be to fight back or give in to your feelings. But what if you stopped for a moment to breathe, to recognize how you're feeling and then decide how to deal with it? This is an example of emotional control. Not only keeps fights from happening, but it also shows growth and self-awareness. Traits that make someone very attractive and admired by others in relationships. Taking control of your feelings is very important. Let's say you're in a relationship and something happens. That would normally make you angry, like when your partner says something that makes you mad, or does something that makes you sad instead of right away. Instead of acting on your feelings, you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and pick an answer that shows what you stand for and what you want the relationship to be like in the long run. This doesn't mean you don't care about your feelings, it just means you don't let them run your life. You recognize them, try to understand them, and then decide what to do next. This level of mental stability can keep a lot of fights and misunderstandings from happening. Controlling your feelings makes the bond between you two stronger and more trusted. Isn't just about dealing with bad things. It's also about making good things better. You can fully enjoy the good times without being swept away by them when you're in charge of your feelings. You can enjoy the highs without becoming hooked on them, and you can get through the lows. This kind of balanced mental state makes you stronger without making you feel overwhelmed. One of the most useful tools is that it gives you the strength to face problems head-on. One way to control your feelings is to be mindful. This means being in the present moment. It means being fully aware of your thoughts and feelings without letting them take over. You can pay attention to your feelings as they come up, figure out what they mean, and then make a choice, whether you want to answer or not. It's like having a stop button that lets you take a step back and take a moment to think before you act. This easy habit can make a big difference in how you deal with things, both small and big problems that come up every day. Knowing where your feelings come from is another important part of controlling them. A lot of the time, our feelings are connected to deeper ideas or events from the past. You can learn more about why certain things bother you by digging deeper into these roots, and how you can change the way you think to react differently to this kind of self-awareness is incredibly powerful, because it gives you control over your feelings. The Stoics had a term for not being a guest in your own life. If you want to master your emotions in a way that isn't passive, try apatheia, or feeling nothing, but keeping a calm and peaceful state of mind. No matter what is going on around you, it's about being so focused. You are so sure of your own beliefs and ideas about the world that nothing can get in your way. To master your emotions, not to become detached, is the final goal. To know yourself so well that you can handle the ups and downs of life with grace and strength. How do you start taking charge of your feelings? Start by being aware in your daily life and paying attention to how you feel. And write down what makes them happen. When strong emotions start to rise, take a moment to breathe. Every day, pay attention to how you're feeling, and then decide how you want to react. Will feel like second nature, and you'll be able to handle tough situations. Feel calm and in charge in a way you may not have thought possible before. You might think that attention only means hearing what someone says, but it's so much more than that. Being fully present and knowing the feelings behind the words is what it means to truly listen, and getting to know someone on a deeper level than just the surface. When you learn how to listen well, you don't just hear, you understand. That changes everything in a relationship these days. Listening has lost some of its shine. We're so used to being distracted by things like phones, social media, and the rest of everyday life, that we don't really pay attention to the person in front of us very often. But here's the thing. When you listen to someone, they feel like they are important, respected, and heard. You can use that to your advantage whether you're dating, with family, or with friends, or even at work. Being able to listen carefully makes you stand out. It makes links stronger, builds trust, and can even stop arguments before they get worse. Think of a time when you were upset and needed to talk to someone, but the person you went to didn't listen. Two was only half listening and maybe nodding along while looking through their phone, or obviously thinking about something else. It probably made you feel angry and ignored. But when someone really listens, they put everything else aside and pay attention to you. It seems different, doesn't it? It seems like they care. The power of hearing is that it's not just about the words, it's about how you feel and what you think. In relationships, it's about the link you make. Learning how to listen well is very important. When people argue, it's easy to get caught up in wanting to be heard. Or when feelings are strong, but the real strength is being able to take a step back. Even if you have something important to say, listen first. You show that you want to see things from the other person's point of view, which can ease stress on its own. It will help you connect with others more deeply. But that doesn't mean you should never speak up. Feel free to add your own thoughts. It's important to keep the conversation fair and open for both sides, where both people feel heard and valued when you talk to them. When you think this way, people will be more willing to listen to you, which will create a good cycle of communication, where both people feel important, which makes any friendship stronger. But it's important to listen all the time, not just in arguments or deep talks. Besides, when you're talking to someone, you should do it in everyday situations as well. Pay close attention when someone talks, whether it's your partner, a friend, or a coworker. Put down your phone, Look them in the eye and pay attention. Watch not only what they say, but also how they say it, and watch their body language. This kind of careful listening to their tone of voice and the feelings behind what they say helps you get the whole picture of what's being said, not just the top level. The Stoics said a lot of things about reading Epictetus, who famously said that we can listen twice as much as we talk because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. This is not just a clever saying, it is a deep truth. Listen more than you talk. Lets you learn from others to see things from different angles and avoid mistakes. It's a way to learn to be humble, patient, and understand things better. Of what's going on around you, so how do you learn to listen? To begin, be fully present in your talks. This means putting away all other things that are going on. Practice active listening by giving the other person your full attention. Nod and look at the other person to show that you understand what they are saying. Give comments that shows you're interested, and if something isn't clear, ask questions. Don't be afraid to think about what you've heard to make sure you got it right. This will not only help you understand, but it will also help you remember it. The other person what they're saying, and that you're interested in what they have to say. Another important part of hearing is understanding what they're saying and how they feel. Try to see things from the other person's point of view by putting yourself in their shoes. Knowing where they're coming from is important, even if you don't agree with everything they say. That can help you react in a kind and helpful way. This doesn't mean you need to lower your voice if you want to start a conversation based on cooperation. As we wrap up today, remember that this power doesn't come from what you say, but in how carefully you listen, how strongly you hold your beliefs, and how consistently as you work towards your goal. The quiet power inside you, not the noise around you, defines you. Thanks for reading Stoic Journal. Every day we try to get stronger together. Make sure to watch one of the lessons on the screen if you found this useful. They're full of more tips to help you stay strong and on track on your trip. I'll see you in the next one.